Everybody. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. We'll give everybody a couple of minutes to get in.
Yes.
How is your Friday going?
Oh, it's going good. It's going good.
I just did like the quickest makeup job I've ever done in my life.
It looks great. It looks
Thank you.
great.
I was like,
Just throw it
hi,
on.
everybody.
Throw it on. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, guys. I feel like I need to raise this up. Should I raise this up? Yeah. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We got Amy's here. Hi, everyone. Sorry. Hold on. Let me move you stage left for one moment. Let me try to.
While you do that, I'm actually going to push my chair back a bit too. I feel like I'm on top of the camera.
Hey, Kylie-Ann. Hey, Ashley.
Okay.
No. I know. Look now. Hold on a second. Hey. No, it's too high.
Yeah, you're a little dark there.
Yeah, it's just too high. Pull that out, please. Pull that out. Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Oh gosh. Here's my.
I know. Oh, everybody's here. Liana's here. The Varnish Vampire's here. Hey, Sydney. Lady Ryder. Ashley's here. Ash is here. Amy's here. Kylie-Ann's here. Jaren's here. Lindsay's here. Yay!
We got a few people coming in.
Yes. So fun.
Yes, I know. I'm excited.
I know. Oh, I told my girlfriend's girlfriend, her son Cole was here. I would sing him the Coley Oli song. Coley-Oli, Coley-Oli, Oli-Oli. Hi,
How old is Cole?
He's 12.
Oh,
He's
okay.
12. He's adorable.
Oh, I bet. That's a good age.
Hi, Ileana. Yeah, it's a great age.
Do you have kids?
No kids.
No kids?
No. My child is Glisten Glow, and she turned 11 this year.
I saw that. That's a long run in the indie world.
It's a long run is right.
Yeah. So we got a few people. I think we could probably get started.
Sure.
So, hi everybody. Dropping all my stuff. I have Jill from Glisten Glow on tonight, and it's a perfect day to have Jill on because she is launching her new spring collection today. It already launched. She actually was nice enough to send me the colors, and look, I have them on, you guys, in a beautiful Skittle. Love. And that spring and summer are my favorite polish seasons. I just love spring and summer. Hi, Lisa. And then she also sent over her new spring pens, oil pen scents. So I am obsessed with orange dreamsicle.
Oh yes.
I love all things like sweet and ice cream. So I was like, yes, ready to eat my nails. Yeah, but she has a bunch of flavors. So she has orange dreamsicle. She has cherry delight, which also smells really good. Waterfall mist. What else you got here? Lemon chiffon. I really like this one as well. I'm a citrus person. Citrus scent. Pomegranate punch. This one smells amazing. And summer lovin'. So if you guys are in the need of some new oil pens and you want some refreshing summer scents, I would check these out. Hi, Jacqueline.
Okay.
Thanks. And then do you want to talk about the polishes really quick since we're...
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about what launches today.
Absolutely. So tonight at 7 at glistenandglow.com launched our 5 new creams from our virtual spring break collection because of obviously, there you go. Joe's got them. Joe's rocking them. Obviously because of COVID, we cannot go on spring break. So I said, let's bring a little spring break to our lives with these awesome colors. So we have passports and partying. Of course, they're all upside down for me. I'm sorry. Passports and it's my fault because I lifted them up. And this is such a gorgeous color.
Yes, I love this color. I feel like this can be a hard color to wear, but I feel like this is one that would be flattering on a lot of skin tones.
Yes.
Because sometimes if this color is wrong, it gives you a little bit of it plays up the red undertone. Yes.
Lobster
so
hand.
pretty.
And I have a shade that I did, I think 4 or 5 years ago called Parasail in Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
That one is more pink toned, and this one is more coral, like orangey toned. So it's kind of like a little something for everybody. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like exactly what you're saying. So you don't get the lobster hands and that type
Yes.
of stuff, because that's totally, totally it. And
Mhm.
how did you like, and honest, please, formula wise?
So a few of these were one coaters, or potential one coaters. I feel like one was sailing and sightseeing. This I feel like could be a one coater, especially on shorter nails if you're careful.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one I thought was a potential one coater was lounging and laughing for me.
Yeah.
Really good
Yes.
formulas. The other two were too easy coats too, though.
Yes.
The
Yes.
rest, but these ones
Yes.
were like, wow, when I put them on, because this kind of color sometimes it can be a little tricky. This one
Yep.
was like perfect and really
Yeah.
nice cleanup.
Yeah, thank you. They really shift. Like these colors can look really blue or really minty,
Hmm.
depending on the lighting. I mean, they're and of course skin tone,
Hmm.
lighting, shade, like everything makes,
Yeah,
and like, so it's so hard to capture that type of color.
yeah,
Absolutely. But yeah, that I love sailing and sightseeing. I mean, it's gorgeous. And I had another one again,
yeah.
more on the green side of that, that
Hmm.
was bungee jump in the Bahamas. So thank you, Linz. So
Yes, her creams. I
definitely.
had never tried your creams before. I bought a lot of your stuff from PPU, but I had never
Yeah.
bought a cream, and these are really, really good.
Oh, thank you. And yes, lounging and laughing, like you said, this orchid shade is literally like you're saying, could be a one coater for sure. I mean,
Yes,
definitely.
I agree. And the colors, just like, oh, I am obsessed. Like spring and summer, I can tell you my favorite. But I feel like if ladies are my skin tone or like into the deeper tones, you're gonna get a lot of pop off these colors. This purple on my
Yes.
thumb, oh my gosh. So I have a Wet n Wild favorite Wet n Wild ever called On a Trip that this really reminds me of, but formula is way, way better on this one. So if
Yeah.
you like that color, I would
Then
definitely,
yeah, you'd like it.
yeah, I would
Absolutely.
definitely
I mean,
check
there's a
out
lot of
Beaches and
great ones
Bikinis.
like that.
Yeah. And then I really liked the dustiness of what is this one here? Sandals and Sunsets.
Hmm.
I like the color. I feel like this is really versatile. I feel like you could wear this into fall and winter too, but it is perfect for spring. So,
Yes, totally. Agreed. You go, I kind of did like like a little dusty side to it also, because I
mhm.
tend to like dusty shades kind of in the spring. Just it's kind of fun for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Because
like,
yeah, you're not giving us like the full-on Easter egg look.
yes.
Yeah, it's a little different. And I like how they're a little bit brighter too, because I feel like that sometimes pastels can wash a lot of skin tones out, and I feel like the little extra bright pop kind of helps everybody out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I, like Lindsay said down below, she's always drawn to creams in the spring. That is so true. It's
Hmm.
such a big time of year for creams.
Yes.
Spring, it's like we're doing something different. Glitter, I tend to see like patterns in 11 years where I've seen like a lot of glitter or a lot of special effects, kind of more special effects polishes, or not so mainstream as you'd want to
Hmm.
say. More towards the winter and the fall months, and then summer you see so many pops of neon, pops of color,
Hmm.
and you know the creams start to really come out with the spring, and then the summer start to really see that too. Not that we don't wear all kinds of different things all the time, but
Yeah.
definitely I start to see those patterns.
And one of my favorite things for spring is like a Skittle like I have here, and then I'll throw on like a fun topper. So I'll do like a white matte glitter or something like that. Those are my
Mhm.
favorite looks for spring because it really gives me, I'm like Easter egg on the nail person, so that gives me like the Easter egg on the nail feel. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always like to do that.
Totally, totally. And like you're saying, like gradients, even
Mhm.
Skittles, and people
Yeah.
do like smush manis and these
Yes.
fluid art manis. Have you seen these things?
Yes. Oh, I love those. So Vicky Fan 4 wants to know, are you going to be coming out with neons this summer?
Of course.
Yay, I love neons are my favorite. I love.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I love neons. They are a labor of love when you make them,
I bet.
because I don't buy like pre-done liquid pigments from places. I buy powder pigment on those,
Hmm.
and I mix them myself, and you have to strain them. Like you're literally doing 3 sets of straining, and it is literally a labor of love. It's
I imagine because I've seen some neons that I've ordered before where like all the pigment is like you can still get little pigment balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's so true. And you have to strain. A lot of people don't do that. And because it is, you're literally funneling at a time. And it is, and pink is the hardest one. I was having this discussion earlier today, and yeah,
Really?
it's, oh.
Oh, and I love pink. Pink neon is my favorite color on earth.
I know, me too. But pink is definitely the hardest one. It just requires a lot of straining. Even if you're mixing it with, like, I use a giant like hand drill mixer, and even if you're mixing it with that, it's you could beat the polish to death, if you will, and it still isn't gonna, it's still gonna be. But yeah, but I love neons. I'm not sure. I usually just go with like the straight up neon shades and make them a really awesome formula that doesn't need a white base to them.
Yes.
And yep, Lindsay loves the neons. And I tried it. Last year I did 3 glitter Crellies with them, and they were just, yeah, there's everybody's saying some of the names, Road Trip Roller Coasters. Yep. And I did 3 of those, and I'm debating on what I'm going to do. I'm not 100%. It's kind of like, I'm working on it. Hey Toya, I'm working on it probably like probably like next week and the week after. So, we'll see. I just got the pigments in, and obviously the PPU stuff has to go through the course, and
Yeah.
and I'm actually doing some work for another brand as far as pouring and labeling and bottling. They send their product to me, and then I'm pouring it, labeling, and packaging it, because they're not able to do it in their country right now to get it all out for PPU. And
busy lady then.
yeah, so I'm taking that on too, and I've got great help, so that's awesome. And my mom just had knee replacement surgery, so that's been super insane too. But yep, always stay busy. That's how you get it done, right?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom just had knee replacement as well about 6 months ago, I guess. And it was a rough one for her. It was a rough one for her.
And did you, I think I saw somewhere, or I read somewhere, or I heard somewhere, thanks, Toya says, I'm Superwoman. I
You
tried.
are, you are.
Did you, something with endo, or did you have,
Yeah. I just
oh,
had a
did you have,
surgery. I just had a hysterectomy at the end of November.
okay.
And yeah, it kicked my booty.
Well, I had an abdominal hysterectomy in August 20th.
Oh, how did you do with yours?
It
Mine was
was
horrible.
it was a full straight cut, like all the way up, everything out, one
Mhm.
ovary left. And I had a really big dermoid cyst, and I had some precancer stuff. So yeah, but the recovery was, I have to say, better than I thought.
Well,
Like,
that's good.
yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be so bad. I mean, it sucked. I was in the hospital for 5 days, but
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
yeah.
So mine was an
But
overnight. I had a laparoscopic with vaginal assist.
okay, yep.
Yeah, but what was crazy is my uterus was the size of like a 4 month pregnant uterus. So they were kind of worried they weren't going to be able to deliver it, if you know what I mean. But I actually had a 10-pound baby, so I'm like, that sucker's gonna come out. Like it's coming
Mhm.
out.
Yes.
So all that was fine, but I ended up developing an abscess. So I was hospitalized for 5 days. I've never been that sick in my life.
I
So my recovery is just really drug out because I didn't get the abscess till about 8 weeks post surgery. And my doctor's like, usually you see those within like the first 2 to 3 weeks.
yeah.
I thought I had COVID actually. I had gotten a fever and I had body aches and someone at my work had COVID. So I was like, damn it, I got the COVID. And then it never like progressed into like other COVID symptoms. And then I swelled up. My stomach swelled up. I looked like I was like 9 months pregnant with twins. And I was getting like stabbing pains and then I passed a blood clot. I mean like a blood clot about that big. And I literally was like, where did that come from? Like I almost fainted. My husband was like, breathe. And so my doctor did blood work, all that was normal. And then he decided to do an emergency CT scan and I had an abscess the size of a lime next to my ovary.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
So
That's that. I'm so glad that like went away for you, and you didn't.
yes.
And you didn't wait like me. I waited like 12 years for surgery because I was just maybe in denial that it was anything. And I had a dermoid cyst the size of a 7-month baby.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my doctor had been recommending hysterectomy to me for about 3 years. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so I had fibroids in my
Yeah.
uterus. I had four.
Mm.
The biggest one when they removed was the size of a lime, and then I had three
Yeah.
like half dollar size. And they thought the weight of the fibroids was actually tilting my uterus because in my scans you could see it was tilted to the side.
Yeah.
But then when they opened me up, I actually had endometriosis, stage 4. So my uterus was stuck to my abdominal cavity with like scar tissue, and then my uterus was stuck to my bladder. I still have some stuck in my bowels that I need to figure out what they're gonna do with, but I have to wait till all of this
Yeah.
after this stuff heals.
Yeah.
So,
That is brutal. I am,
yeah.
I thought I had seen something about that and I was like, I gotta talk to Joe about this.
Yeah. Oh, and then
I
it was
think,
awful. Like before I had surgery, when I would ovulate, it would feel like I was in labor like every month. And I would take medicine and it wouldn't do anything. And I finally stopped, like I couldn't go to work. I couldn't, my
yeah,
husband was like, you have to do something.
yeah,
But I ended up having a cancer scare. They found
yeah,
some growths and they were just like, you have to go to an oncologist. And so I don't think if that would have happened, I still would have held off.
right,
Because I'm a chicken. I'm like, I know what it is now and I'm dealing with it. Like, I don't know the unknown, you know?
right, absolutely. And I think like one thing that I have tried to do with Glisten Glow as well as like in different forms is discuss these types of things because they go so untalked about.
They
And
do.
had people talked about it with me more and shared about it, and my mom had breast cancer in 2018 to 2019, had it been discussed and I did a breast cancer awareness,
Mm-hmm.
there is no advocacy for it or
There's
no
not.
we're there, it's not talked about enough, so then we do put it on the back burner and that's how we
Mm-hmm.
end up with things of ovarian cancer and endometrial
Mm-hmm.
cancer and any type of these issues. And so many of these things can be done early detection and early
Mm-hmm.
things. I lost an amazing customer to ovarian cancer,
Oh.
and it's you know, uh, you know, you know,
Well, and
that's
I
it.
think as
And
women
women
too.
are so busy. They're so
Mm-hmm.
guilty. And like Lindsay said, they're so guilty of putting off their health issues. We're
Mm-hmm.
so busy. We're worried about family, kids, job, whatever
Everybody
it is,
else.
people pleasing instead
Mm-hmm.
of taking care of ourselves. So I mean,
Exactly.
if we have time to paint our nails, I damn well know you got time to go to that OBGYN, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think too, like another thing is you start to like normalize feeling bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I felt bad for 5 years. I had horrible periods for 5 years, and it was like I don't even know what a normal period feels like anymore because it's been so long. Like it's just like this is the way it is now, you know?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. So
Couldn't agree more.
what kind of symptoms did you have with that?
I actually had absolutely no pain, no issues. I just constantly had a period. Constantly.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. And it was horrible. No
Yeah.
cramps, no pain. It's just I literally could have owned Kotex.
So were
That
you anemic? Because I ended up becoming anemic from mine.
yes. Big time anemic, and there was also a possibility in my surgery for a blood transfusion
Me
because
too.
my hemoglobin levels are very low and it's still very low.
Yeah, so mine were really low too. And then they were like, luckily, they were just enough where I didn't need a transfusion. But what was amazing to me is this. So I came out of surgery, and then like 2 weeks in, I had a low grade fever. So they sent me for blood work for that. My
Yeah.
anemia had cleared up in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So I lucked out there because I had a hard time bringing it up on my own. I was trying like diet and, iron
Yes.
pills. And those iron pills are horrible.
I know. Oh, they kill your stomach. And they're like,
They do
eat spinach. I'm like, how much spinach can I eat, lady? Like, I'm eating eggs with spinach.
Yeah, and me prunes. I was eating prunes all the time. I would literally take prunes to work like they were candies and just like.
This isn't a Jolly Rancher. What the hell?
People are like, wow, you really like prunes. Not really, but.
You get them for Christmas now.
chocolate covered prunes. Yeah, so it's been rough, but I'm finally starting to feel better, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. I'm so glad you are. I'm so glad. I feel like I had a cakewalk compared to you, and I am so glad that you're feeling finally better.
I'm getting back into my workouts, and I'm like, oh, thank God, because I'm like, you know, I'm just one of those people, like, I'm a mover. I'm a
Yes.
mover, I'm a doer. And the bed rest, I thought bed rest was gonna be my dream come true. Like, no, 3 days I was like, I am losing my mind.
I literally just got up in the middle of the night and drove to my shop. And I'm like, I think it was after I was out of the hospital. I think it was like 4 days after I was like, and we're done. I was like, this
Yeah.
isn't gonna work. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
hard
was
to sit
me.
still. Like if you're a mover, like you're saying, it's
Mhm.
really hard to sit still. And when you see like I had trained my 70-plus-year-old father to run the business when I was gone.
Oh,
And I could see him I had see on like the security camera coming in, and I'm in the hospital and I see him going in to do the orders. It was like midnight and it just broke my heart. I was like, God bless, like you just went in for these customers at midnight. Like it, I
yeah.
couldn't. I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, that's awesome. Cause that's what I would do. So it was
Mhm.
like that same motivation, drive, like determination to, make sure things get done properly and there's nothing that stands in the way, And I loved that. And I was like, after that, I was like, I'm going to try to get in there as fast as I can. Cause I don't need this poor little old man going in there.
Your dad's the real MVP.
Serious.
That's so cute. My dad would do the same thing for me, though, if I
Yeah.
asked him.
He rearranged my entire shop. He had like this he wanted everything alphabetical. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing alphabetical. So he like rearranged everything. And then I had to put like toothpicks with like little number things per tray. It's like flags. It was like, and then he had like a spreadsheet for it. And like, it was him counting out the brushes, the premium brushes, because people buy so many premium brushes. He had this like whole funnel system, like to funnel them in the bag. It was priceless. Like, listen, I said, you truly understand now how hard this job is. People think that, oh, I'm just going to make an indie nail polish and it's going to be easy. You have no clue what it is. Making the nail polish is the easiest thing you'll ever do. It's everything else that's hard.
Yeah. I bet. I could imagine that. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some questions I have for myself, and then I have some viewer questions we'll talk about in a bit.
Sure.
So, are you a nail polish addict like the rest of us, or are you a nail polish creator?
Yes, absolutely. I have been a licensed nail tech since 1996.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah. So I have probably in my downstairs bathroom, I would probably say there's close to 1,000 polishes in the racks just there. And then just in my overall collection, probably somewhere 3,000 to 4,000 polishes over time. Plus
I thought I had a big collection. You're beating me.
Yeah.
I think I have about 2,500. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I kind of figured because I thought if you were not a nail polish crazy addict person, why would you make polish? But you never know. Some people are like, oh, I just want to make,
Right. When I worked full time, I was a corporate sales rep for AT&T for 10 years. And the first 3 years that I started Glisten Glow. And I used to paint my toenails every single day. Like when I'd come home from work, I would just quickly paint something new, especially in the summer. I would do like nail art on them and stuff like that too. And then I worked as a nail tech through high school and college also. So,
that's so awesome. And what made you decide to start your polish company?
Sure. Great question. I get asked this all the time. So in July of 2009, I got into a car accident. And that's why I have the Walmart smile scar. I then was home on bed rest from the accident for quite some time. And I had always had Glisten Glow mobile nail salon where I did nails throughout college and high school, at senior citizens, people who worked all the time, who, just couldn't get. So I would go to and I worked in salons too, but go to their homes or do different things like that. After the accident, I was home and I was like, I want to find the best, I want to make or find the best scrub, the best lotion, the best something. And I started out as a bath and body products company. And I used to customize the labels with have people's names on them. So it was like great for like wedding or baby shower favors or wedding favors or just birthday gifts. And it would be all customized like customized labels that would say like Patty's Potion, or you could write whatever you wanted, or Happy Birthday Sally. You know what I'm saying? So I started off that way. And then I was always looking for something more. I was always looking for something better. So I researched and researched, and I went to classes, and I learned about products, Bath and Body products. And then I learned that that market sucks. And it's very difficult to make a living in that market because granted, you can buy a scrub at Walmart for pennies to the dollar of what you can make it for. And I could tell you all day why those ingredients are garbage, but I got to be honest with you, you're spending the penny at Walmart. That's what's going to happen. So that's not such a creative avenue. So in that time period, I started off by selling Zoya, OPI, China Glaze, and Essie on my store, because I had distribution rights from them. And because I was licensed, I could sell those products. So I started selling those, and then it just went from there as top coats, base coats, the myriad that goes on. And then I think it was 2013 that I made the first nail polish, colored nail polish, as I called it. And I started because I was part of La Rosa Box Indeed. So I started doing that. And then I had products in there first, like balms, and I think I had oil in there. And then I started making polish from there. And then it just progressed from there. I love Bath and Body products, and I would love to make them every day. But it's just like Lindsay said, the market is extremely saturated in that field. Don't get me wrong. Indie nail polish is extremely saturated.
It is now.
But 11 years ago, it was not saturated. There was me and 5 people who did.
Yeah, I remember when indies first came on the market, because I've been doing polish about 11 years actually. So I remember when indies first came on the market, it was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Everything was so cool. Because I remember La Row, Colors by La Row, they're Linderella. I remember your brand. I remember KB Shimmer going back about that far.
Pretty and Polished.
Yes, I remember that one.
Was around.
I remember that one.
Enchanted was around then.
I don't remember Enchanted from then. So I started on Makeup Alley Nail Board. That's kind of where like my nail session started. And I remember when the ladies first started posting indies, it was like a whole other world opened.
Like Pandora's box.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I still love my mainstreams, but indies are just so different and so so many cool things, and it's hard to say no to them.
Yes, it is. Totally. I agree.
So there's a question here from Serene_Survivor. She wants to know, what is the most fulfilling aspect of what you do?
At this juncture, at the 11-year mark, my answer would probably have changed, 5 or 6 years ago. My answer now truly is also still also the customers. I love the customers. I love the interaction with them. I love seeing what you produce them love, or them gravitate towards, or talk about, or just fall in love with. That's something that I love. The ability, the freedom that this job gives me to, I'm going to say, move about the cabin, to have a flexible work schedule, be able to do what I need to do, and really kind of customize my life. So I could do the surgery, or I could do this, or I could go on vacation, or I could do this. Where when I worked in corporate America, I had 5 weeks of vacation, but I could take them for, 2 whole months of the year because seniority, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, I like that ability, and the ability to, when you feel creative, go do it. There's nothing there is nothing I have to do every single day, other than like do your orders, do things like that. But even that can wait a little bit. But having the ability to do that, and if you said at 3 a.m, I feel creative and I have this brainstorm of an idea, you're there. I was in my home for a long time, but now I'm at my shop, and I have a retail store and a warehouse and a production space.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would just go and do it.
That's
The just
awesome.
do it aspect, Ashley.
Yeah,
That's
that's
survival.
awesome. I like that.
Hmm.
So what colors do you have the most of in your collection, or like what is your favorite color?
Sure. Of my own collection or of what I've made?
Of your own
Or both?
collection first, and then of what you've made.
Perfect. OPIDS Glamour is my absolute, bar none,
Yes.
favorite nail polish of all time. Next up would be OPIDS Sapphire.
Ooh, that's good.
So those two are the big ones. Absolutely in my collection. There's a lot of great polishes in a collection. I've been very blessed to have really amazing relationships with lots of other indie makers over the years.
Mhm.
And I have had a very good family of people. And I would say my favorite brand of indie besides myself would be Sarah from Cupcake Polish. I might be a little partial because she's my bestie, but but yeah, I would say they make she makes a bang up polish, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, no doubt about it. So for mainstream, you know, my own collection, I'm going to give you those two. Um, my own polish that I made, my favorite nail polish I think I ever made is Bunks and Bug Juice. It's
Hmm.
a blue cream, and it looks like a little bit like what was it? Sally Hansen Pacifica something like
Pacific blue.
Pacific Blue. Yeah, that was what it was called. And I didn't even know it looked like that when I was making it. And then somebody's like, "Oh my God, this looks like it." And I was like,
Yeah.
oh
That's one
snap.
of my favorite polishes ever, Pacific blue.
Yes. So that polish, and then something more recent that I really like, that I've brought back several times is Raspberry Margarita from my own brand. It's a pink hollow. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean
Oh, okay.
that's there. I really like a little teaser. I'll sneak peek you or tell you
Oh, yes.
something.
Let's sneaky peek.
Um, I really am a little bit partial to what is it, Maize PPU that is purple rose. So it's a hollow, it's a purple hollow, and it's
Ooh, that sounds good.
yeah, it's got the flame on that hollow. You know how it's
Hmm.
you know that
Let's
blue
talk about
flame.
April's PPU, Ode to
Sure.
Overalls.
Yes.
Were you an overall wearer?
Yes, of course. Yes, absolutely. Anything to stand out and be different, you know.
It was
Yeah.
funny. I was talking to V because I was like, I think I'm gonna buy overalls. And I was like, am I too old? Because I'm
No.
42. And I was like, they say if you wear the trend the first time, you shouldn't wear it the second time. And she was like, girl, get your overalls. And then she
You.
got your polish to swatch, and she's like, Glisten Glow's doing Ode to Overalls. And I thought of you.
Get them. They're popular. I saw them on I was on, I don't know, I think it was Old Navy last night or
Yeah,
something, trying to
I
find
ordered
something.
me some from there.
Yeah, you did? Yeah, I
I did.
saw them and I was like, oh, this is funny. They had the short, and there's like all those rompers that are back, and those
Yes.
those like one piece, not even onesies, but those like one piece like pajama things. I'm going, how am
Mhm.
I going to the bathroom quick in that? Like, I'm just saying.
I bought myself a cheetah print onesie from Shein, and my husband was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm buying a cheetah print onesie.
This is what we're
But I
doing.
got it, and it's so comfy. So I'm excited to wear it. I think I'll wear it to work with like a jean jacket. But he was like head to toe cheetah, and I was like, you
We're,
only live once.
we're gonna snooky it out. We're gonna snooky it out.
Snooki, yeah. Oh my god, my son started going to the gym, and I was like, how was your GTL? And he's all, what are you talking about?
And he's like, nah, ma, I'm DTF and my GTF.
Yeah, oh my gosh. My
I know,
kids
you're
are
like,
that
yeah,
age.
yeah.
My youngest
You
son's
just tell
7.
him you could GTL as long as you're not DTF. That's what you tell him.
Exactly.
He's gonna look at you and be like,
What are you talking?
Mom!
Yeah, because my kids, well, my kids are that old. My youngest is 17 and my oldest is 22.
Wow.
So they're definitely in that age range.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't want to be a grandma till I'm 45, okay? So I have time.
Oh, I know. You have time. That's funny.
Yeah, your ode to
You
overall
were
so
asking about
pretty.
Ode to Overalls. I'm thinking, I love the shimmer in it. I love it. I like for PPU, I like doing things that are like the flakes or the shimmers or the hollows or different, more special effects. Listen, I'd love to bring a cream to PPU, but first of all, the price point's just not there. And
Yeah.
second of all, then it takes away from all the fun creams that I could make for my own store. you
Yeah.
know?
And I
So,
think,
but I know that people have asked that. They're like, oh, we want creams. And then I'm like, hey, you're not going to buy those creams.
no,
Who we kidding? You
I
know?
think for PPU, that's kind of like the showstopper polish every month.
Yeah.
I think if you put out a cream, some people might get it, but I think the bigger sellers are like the everything but the kitchen sink polishes for PPU.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And of course, those ones are way more pricey to make.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
I
mean, that's why the
know
price point's up there too,
the
you know, on
PPU
all
price
those.
point goes up, and I'm like, "Ooh." And then I'm
I
like, take all my money, PPU.
know. You're like,
I love
yeah.
your Crowley formula too. I bought a bunch of
Thanks.
your PPU Crowleys. They're like my favorite.
Yay.
So I
Thank
got
you.
the gemstone one, for the gemstone theme with the bag. It was like the bag of gemstones.
Oh, pick your pouch. Pick your pouch.
Yes, I got that one. And then I also got raspberry. It was like a raspberry one with the black matte glitters. I bought that one.
Oh, pink Gerber daisies.
Yes, that is gonna go on my spring rack this year. I'm actually gonna be
Okay.
filming a spring rack video.
Yes.
So yeah, I love
Did
your
you get
Crowley
pink in the
formula.
city? Did you get the jelly with the
I
blue
did.
plates?
Of course, yes, it's pink. Of course I did. That's actually going on my summer rack. So I did a live swatch of my haul, and oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. So
Thank you.
yes, you're welcome. So
Yes.
what were some of the challenges you had when you first started Glisten Glow?
No one knew what they were doing. There was nobody who came before me to do this. There was no instruction manual. There was no website. There was no anything. You wrote you paved your own path. The market now, it's a cakewalk to get into. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if to find even what a swatcher was, to find even what a blogger was, to
Mm-hmm.
find media that would even talk to you or cover your stuff. They didn't know what indie polish was.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the biggest struggle, and I was so blessed. I will never. I was blessed. I have to say, I was super blessed. And I will tell you that 99% of the reason I'm here today is truly giving up everything to have this brand,
Yeah.
and not having children, and giving up your life, and giving up and fully focusing 100% and keeping your eyes on the prize. Truly, that is the reason I am here. Being able to communicate with other people effectively and get your message out, and having people like you as a person is another reason I'm here.
Yeah.
If a lot of people don't, that's foreign to them, and they can't talk to other people, and that's anxiety driven, or that's whatever there's tons of reasons. It's nothing wrong with it. It's because I have that too. I was anxious to sit here and talk to you, but
I get anxiety before these two.
yeah, me too. So that's the case, but truly the ability to build that interpersonal relationship with media and bloggers and Nail It Magazine and Nails Magazine and SIG and all Beth, Livesay, those guys, showing up at events like Cosmo Prof, showing up at the Polish Cons, showing up on lives all the time. Those were the quintessential reasons that I am still here. And they are the reasons that this industry, many of the reasons that this industry is what it is today. I'm not saying I paved the way 100%, by no means. There was a lot of other pioneers, but it's what it is now is totally different than it was 11 years ago.
Oh, completely.
And nobody knew. I mean, people asked me what I did for a living. I said, I make nail polish, and they looked at me like I had two heads.
Yeah.
And they said, you make a living at that? And they looked at me like, I remember having private health insurance, and because I had to get private health insurance to be self-employed. And I remember them looking at me and asking like, oh, what do you do for a living, or what do you do? And they looked at me like I was the scum of the earth. And I was like, you don't have a clue.
Yeah.
You don't have a clue.
We're like in our own world, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because when I managed to get rid of polishes, I have a very strange attachment to my inanimate objects. But when I actually I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give away this polish. I've given my friends a lot of indie polish. I have friends that are into polish like more than the normal person, but not on our level.
Yes.
You know, they might have like 100 polishes of mainstream polish.
Sure.
You know, so I'm like, let me give you these polishes. You're gonna love them. You know, And then they're like, where did you get this? I've never even heard of this. Like, what is this? You know, and a lot of them try it and they're like hooked. Like, where do you buy this? Give me the info, you know. And so, yeah, I feel like we're in our own little universe almost.
Totally. It's like how you said you started in like was it Makeup Alley? You
Yeah,
said?
Makeup Alley nail work.
It's really that niche market that is like that. And it truly is. I mean, it's still very much so is today. You know, the first question people ask, well, is your stuff in Sephora or in, and I'm like, no. Like, no. How do I explain that? Like, what do you say? You're like,
yeah, it's definitely hard to explain. And it's funny because sometimes I'll like take a picture in here and I'll make it my profile picture on my Facebook page and people are like, where are you? What's going on behind you? And I'm like, and I'll have to tell them like I review nail polishes. Like I've told a few people at work and same thing. They're like, what?
I know.
For what? What are you talking about?
That's so funny. I had a profile picture that was like this with a Holo hookup box for like the longest time. And everyone's like, these like family members are like, what are you bashing your head with? I'm like, mic drop, we're done.
So someone says here they remember the first time they ever bought G&G was 8 to 9 years ago and it was a bomb and there was no colored polishes yet.
Yeah, that's Cheyenne. That's CDB Nails. That's Cheyenne. And hi, Shy. And she's one of my sponsors, and she's an amazing blogger. She does so much work with PPU, etc. She's actually been to my grand opening. Her and Kevin drove down from Massachusetts to come to the grand opening of my store. So it was awesome. And I've met her other times too. Cheyenne's awesome. But yeah, I started with a bomb and I know everyone begs me to bring it back. I'm really, really, really trying, but it's extremely labor intensive. And with the amount of other products that we have now in the nail care world, it's definitely something, but the bomb is the bomb. It is good. Yes.
Lindsay says she loves getting new people into indies. I do too. Yes. I'm like, welcome to the dark side.
Yes. You're like,
yeah,
a newbie.
Evil laugh.
Yes. You're like, oh.
You're never gonna get out of this.
No, you're not. It's a slippery slope.
It is. Oh my gosh. Well, even PPU is a slippery slope. I didn't order from that for probably like 2 years after it started, and I think I've been ordering for like 3 years. And I've maybe skipped 4 months total out of those 3 years.
Oof. You are brave. You are brave to be able to skip. That's good.
Yeah. When I skip, oh my gosh. I literally am like, the Friday it opens, I'm like, don't look at the computer. Don't
FOMO, right?
Yeah. Don't look to the sides. Like you're focused. You're not buying.
Just throw the phone out the window for 4 days.
Exactly. And then I have like 3 nail polish friends I talk to every day that will like talk and I'm like, don't post your orders. Don't tell me what you're buying. Don't talk about it.
Right? Are you going to decant a little of that into a bottle for me? If not, then we can't discuss this. It's true. So, it is really
Carolina
refreshing.
From Lotus State Carol's in here. So hi.
Oh, hey Carolina. She's from Connecticut too.
Oh, okay. You guys are close.
Yeah, I've met her and we've been to dinner before. Yeah.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Judica Nail Art says she skipped PPU since September and it hurts.
Oh, I know.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That is brave.
True. Okay. Yeah, Cheyenne says, what do you take this? Cheyenne says, I can totally relate to trying to explain indie polish to the non-polished world. What do you do? Take pictures of your hands all day? True.
Yes. That's exactly what I do.
You're like, yeah. That doesn't sound weird or anything. Yeah.
Well, I'll try and show people a picture on my phone sometimes too. And I'm like scrolling through and they're like, why are you sending pictures of your hands? And I'm like, because I take pictures of nail polish for like nail polish companies. And they're like, for what? And I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
It's I've been on an airplane going to trade shows or going to different things, and you're like, everybody looks at your phone when you're like, you're sitting 2 feet away from somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like scrolling, and it's all pictures of nails. It's like awkward. Like,
yeah. They probably think we have a hand fetish or something.
Yes.
So you talked a little bit about this, but so I was saying 11 years. That's like a long time in the indie world. I feel like. Mm-hmm. So what has helped your brand be successful for so long? And you touched on a lot of like, your customer service and things like that. But anything else you feel like has?
Yeah, I always say interpersonal communication. I always say the ability to ship the orders quickly, get the accuracy to the best of your ability, to be able to create something unique and interesting, and be able to be consistent. Consistency is the name of the game in anything, whether it's swatching, whether it's making, whether it's doing anything. If you are not consistent with what you do, unfortunately, the prospects are not as good. So, yeah, I mean, totally, I mean,
yeah, the
that's
fast
the big
shipping,
thing.
someone says lightning fast shipping. I agree, because when I order something, like right away, I'm like, I wonder when it's going to ship. Like I literally placed the order 5 minutes ago. I wonder when this will get here.
It's the instant gratification. We're so used to that candy bar at the checkout or the stick of gum. And, you know, we don't have that with the, you know, we don't have that with the internet world. You know, we're so used to Amazon. My goal was to beat Amazon. That was always my goal. I'm like, I got to get it there faster than Amazon does. I'm going to, you know, I got to. And then when the post office is so slow, especially these past couple months, I'm like, you really killing my Amazon dreams. I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
The post office has been a disaster. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on, but they need to stop. Riddle 1144 says it's your personality. She's such a sweetheart and she loves supporting your brand.
Thank you. So, I try. This is me. I try to show you guys everything of me, and I try to be 100% legit and just say how I feel and, you know, exactly what I am. And you meet me now, like so many people have met me in person in shows and are like, you are exactly like you are in person as you are on a live. That is you. You don't sugarcoat it. You spit this truth. You tell us how it is. And if there's a problem, there's a problem. If there's not, there's not. That's as easy as that, you know?
And I think, like, you know, when you're having fun and you're like, you know, it's your passion, like that energy goes out, you know, and when it's not there, I think people can feel that energy too, you know?
Love you, Linz. Yes. No, it's so true.
Speaking of Riddle, so her and Starry Lights on Instagram. So I guess you had a live a while back. I missed it, where you showed a yellow polish.
Oh, God.
Ppu polish. So they want that polish and they want it like desperately.
Oh, gosh.
And they sent me a picture and I think I want it desperately as well.
Oh, this yellow. Oh, this yellow. We like, oh my God. I make nail polish different than probably every single other maker. Okay. So it's, oh God, this yellow polish. The yellow polish turned into Hypnotized by the Peacock's Eyes. If you want to know where that polish went, that's what it turned into. I just made it green instead of yellow. But the yellow polish, oh my God.
Everybody's saying yes, please.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
It's so could I pea soup? Yeah, Ashley says pea soup. I think it looks like baby puke.
Well, that's my kind of polish.
I know.
If you watch my videos, I literally talk about my favorite baby poop shades. Give me like a bedazzled baby poop, pickle, bedazzled pickle. I'm in. There's some of us who are very into that. So
you're into the Pruglies.
Very. Prugly is her fave. Yep. See, Prugly is one of my faves as well. I want something that people look at your nails.
I will work on it. I'll work on it and see. I would love to do it without the chrome flakes, the blue chrome flakes, and just the iridescent flakes, so it looks less, because I feel like it looks dirty, and I know nobody likes about it, but like I feel like it looks dirty, and I don't love that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta sell it. I hear you.
The prugglier, the prettier.
Yeah, I mean, I'll work on it. We'll see. I didn't think it would do well in PPU, and I guess I should have done it, because Hypnotized by the Peacock's Eyes sure didn't do that well. So,
girl, we love our Pruglies. Like, if you give us baby poop in a bottle, we're about it. We're all about it.
It's not dirty, it's gorgeous, she says.
Exactly. See, this started a whole movement right here in the comments.
Oh, God, I know. It's so funny. She sent me a screenshot. She's like, please, I have 3 people who will buy it. It was so cute.
Yeah, well, they sent me a screenshot, too, to tell me to ask about it. And I was like, oh, my God, I love this. What is it?
Oh.
So, you'll probably get a sellout if you put it on.
I know. What if it stains? Can you deal if it stains? Because yellow is a pain in the, you know what, it stains.
I'm okay with staining. I don't stain hardly, though.
Maybe I'll try.
Everyone should be using their base coat.
I agree. I agree. That's the tough part for yellow, but yes.
Yeah. Riddle says she's formed a movement. Like,
she goes, I don't care at all. I will
And
work
then
on it. I'll work on it.
I have
You have
another
my
question.
word. 2021.
I have another question from Gems Nail Adventure, and she wants to know: have you considered offering a top coat that is toluene? I don't know if that's how you pronounce that.
Toluene.
Free, toluene free.
Sure. Absolutely. Every day I think about that. The reason I don't, here's the long story short of it. As a nail tech, you're welcome. As a nail tech, I believe very strongly in certain products, and I believe very strongly in the top coat that I create is bar none.
Yes, I love your top
I
coat.
don't think there is anything better. So I don't love a 5 free formula or a 7 free formula because I just don't think it does the same job.
I agree.
And it doesn't, I don't want the reputation of the top coat to be in any way changed or altered based on an assumption that, oh, well, now it's different because it's this. So maybe down the line, but honestly, I feel like it's the same reason I don't put fragrance in my products. In a top coat or a base coat or any, that stuff's not supposed to be in there, y'all. It's not supposed to be in there. You're not supposed to be smelling these products like that. Like, toluene or no toluene, I hate to tell you, I smell these chemicals all day. And trust me, you're not supposed to be smelling them no matter how many free they are.
That
It's not,
explains a lot.
these are still hazardous goods.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to mask that scent by putting some stuff that's not supposed to be in it. It's just, that's what we got cuticle oil for and lotions for and things like that. There's the market for that. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I love your top coat. I was on the hunt for a new top coat, and my friend Catalina, she does Gotta Love Polish on YouTube. She's like, buy the Glisten Glow, buy it, buy it, buy it. So I finally bought some for PPU maybe like 3 months ago.
Yes.
And hooked. I used to be a Seche Vite girl.
Yep.
But Seche Vite is a very high maintenance. So I feel like you give me the Seche Vite look and feel,
right,
but it's less maintenance.
Absolutely. And I understand that it can get thicker as time goes. We all know that solvents evaporate. Yeah. And we have restorant and to put it in. Also, we could put nail polish thinner in it. And I get it's a pain in the ass to do that. I'm not going to lie. I will straight up tell you that.
But all quick dry top coats have that quality.
Yes.
Yes. But I think that yours lasts a little longer than some of the other ones I've tried before you have to get into the thinning business.
Yes. And I mean, eventually down the line, I could do a 5 free or something like that, but it just doesn't, this is my formula. I found a formula, decomposed that formula, took stuff, added mine to my formula, and then made it my own. I spent a lot of money to get to where I am today with this product. Mm-hmm. And I don't, you know, I'm being, if you don't know right now that I'm being very real with you all, I'm being very real with you. This is exactly what it is. And I don't.
I get that. I mean, you would put your reputation on the line.
Yeah.
I completely understand what you're saying.
If 5 free is what you need, then there's a place to go. The amount of toluene in these products, in our top coat, is nil. It is not going to hurt you. Google toluene. Google some of these things. The amount is so small. It's a half-ounce bottle, for heaven's sakes. The amount in it is so small, but it makes a world of a difference in the dry time, in the shine, in the longevity. When you put scent or fragrance in a product, it clouds it.
Yes.
I have said, Toya and I were talking about this the other morning. I was talking to my girl at 6 a.m. and we were talking about this. And I have had to send in messages to swatchers. And it was like, I can tell you didn't use my top coat. How can you tell? Because when you hold your hand up in the light, I can see the clouding and the streaking that fragrance adds to a product. I started as a bath and body products company. My brain is fragrance to start. Do you know what I'm saying? To put those ingredients into a solvent and a monomer and a polymer and put those combinations together, that's like oil and vinegar.
Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense. Yeah,
you
because
know?
I bought some of the scented ones from Ppu once, and exactly what you said, it clouded up my manicures. It almost made them like have a matte appearance, but it wasn't a matte top coat. Yeah, I did not
Yeah.
like. I used it because I
And,
bought it, but it wasn't my favorite.
right. And I don't hate on anybody who does it. I appreciate everybody's willingness to try it. I don't go with fads. I don't go with trends. I literally am going to beat my own drum as I've beaten it for 11 years, and I'm going to beat it till the damn drum gives out. And that's what I'm standing for. I'm standing for my principles, my moral compass, my knowledge as a nail tech. And people throughout coronavirus, in the beginning, I answered 500+ messages as a nail tech asking, how do I get my tips off? I can't go to the salon. I have this problem. I have this problem. I have this problem. And that's how we got other products into the repertoire of the Glisten Glow nail care essentials, because people have these problems. And I said, listen, I can solve that. Let me tell you how to do that. Okay, let me brand that then. Boom. You know, that's how we came with Dry and Prep. That's how we got Restore and Thin. Because I could tell you all day to go get the Orally or the Sally's Beauty Thinner, and those are great. But guess what? I did it one up. I put ethyl acetate and butyl acetate inside the thinner, but I also put nitrocellulose, which is a major component in nail polishes. Nobody else in the market has that in their restoring things. So when you put that product in there, it's already an ingredient that's in all of the nail polishes on the market today. But it's a little bit thicker. It thickens the consistency of the thinner. And it creates a more even, kind of like a, the words are not coming to me right now, but it creates that even flow and that self-leveling effect more so than if you just add the other thinners to it. Because when you add thinner, you know, sometimes you could add too much, too little.
Too thin.
Right. It's too thin. And now it's like, oh, great. No, that's what you have to do. And it's thinking outside the box and not going to what's the next trend that's happening. Listen, I don't care what the next person is doing. I care about what I'm doing. Yeah. And I stay in my lane. I keep my nose clean. I care about my customer, the industry as a whole, my media team, family, friends, loved ones. You know how I'm going out here in the hand. That's how it goes. That's what I care about. And I want the customer to have the best experience possible. And that's why I sit on lives to explain things like this, because they don't know. If we don't know, we just go with what's there. Is OPI coming out with scented top coats? No. If OPI ain't doing it, should you be?
Yeah, I see. And I didn't know about the fragrance doing the discoloration but now that you mention it, like I say, I bought a fragranced one, and I right away was like, oh, I don't like the way this look. On some of the finishes, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as noticeable, but on my cream polishes, it was like, And I'm a cream girl. Like, cream's my favorite finish.
Me too.
So when it would ruin my cream application, I would be like,
I know. I listen, and people love it. I just say, I don't want you smelling that and going, oh, that smells so good. It's still not good for you, y'all. That's why you're supposed to open the window when you polish nails. Like, it's still not like, and I can't say that without, I have to make it funny, or I become evil, or I become harsh, or, you know, I'm being honest, and I'm just telling you exactly what a nail tech of 20+, I don't even know how many years it is going to tell you. You know, I mean, that's,
you know what's
that's
funny is I have my little swatch room, and I do all my swatching. I have a whole polish room in my house, and my kids come in and they're like, "Are you getting high in here?" Like, probably.
I know. You're like, yep.
So. I probably lost brain cells. Yes.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, no, I hear you.
And then everybody was saying they loved your glitter grabber.
Yes.
You sent me a bottle of that. I have not tried it yet, but I am a huge glitter lover, so I'm super excited to try it once I get a new mani on. But I've heard nothing but great things about the glitter grabber, so I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
So Lisa
That's a game changer. You put that with the top coat. Oh, I'm sorry.
So you put that first, then the top on top?
Yes.
Do you glitter grab first, then top coat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I will remember that. So Lisa GMAD wants to know, will you ever bring back the white peach sangria scent in the hand and nutrition cream?
Hands and
Because she
nail
loves
nutrition.
that.
Yes, I know. Hands and nail nutrition. I always, right before, hey Quilla, hey Chris, hey, okay. I see them coming up now. Yes, I will bring it back. It's hand and nail nutrition again is another, it's a labor of love. It's a long process to get there. It's a shelf life stability type thing too. If it doesn't sell very quickly, you know, I really, you know, I am one of the few brands in this industry, in this indie industry, that is insured and is 100% on the books for everything, which means from insurance to cost to everything. You guys have no clue what it costs to keep this running. It is insane. Okay. And for me to have a product that is a more of a liability insurance wise, I have to pause and I have to say, is this what I want to do? This could affect the rest of it. Is this, again, I'm being real. I'm not quite this real Joe all the time. I'm being really real right now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so the unscented one.
I've thought about the insurance aspect before because I was thinking about doing some polish. I thought that seems so fun, like the creative process of it. I love like color theory and things like that.
Yeah.
And I do other types of art. But then I was thinking, man, I'd probably have to get insurance. And then, you know, I don't know anything about like accounting. And then I'm like, how does all that work? And I was just like, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah, I know. It's trust me, making the polish is probably the easiest thing in the world. The rest of it, if I didn't have my father to do books and records and an accounting firm and a bookkeeper, and I mean, I'm constant.
Oh no.
That's
Comes back. She is spinning and spinning on my end. I don't know what you guys are seeing.
I did. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you were off for a minute, but you're back.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. I think so. I have to look at it in that sense of like the insurance purposes. Yeah, I'll do a limited run on the Sangria White Peach and the Hand and Nail. Yes, right now we have the unscented and the absolutely naked. The unscented has a really light citrus smell. It's really nice. It's just a labor of love. And remember, my shop is a good size, about 1,200 square feet. But shimmer and glitter and flakes fly everywhere, no matter what I do. So I have to completely sanitize, wipe down the whole process to make it a clean space. To make those products is 2 days plus worth of work to do.
Oh, wow.
To be honest.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I have another
question. Hopefully 2021, I'll bring it back.
Okay, she'll be excited. She's like, oh, I love that scent.
Yes.
So Bren_3TLA, I think. Did you enjoy painting your nails when you were younger? Or like when did you get into polish?
Yeah, absolutely. I did. My aunt was a nail tech and she's only 14 years older than me. And I always wanted to either be a nail tech or a hairdresser. That was my goal in life. And so yes, I always did. I always started painting probably around 6 or 7. And I got like my first, I think it was like a peel off, one of those, a peel off nail polish for the kids get at like, was Caldors or Bradley's back then, Woolworths or something. And then, and then my aunt used to do my nails all the time. Oh. And I don't paint my nails now at all. I don't have time. I don't, to be honest, I don't. It's just not. And my toes, I'll paint them or I'll get them done. But I mean, this is probably the first time I've had makeup on in months.
I now that I swatch so much, I hardly ever get a chance to put on polish just, for myself. I try to always be polished so my nails don't break as much, but But usually it's like, oh, I have this on, so I'll just keep it on for tomorrow.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So then she also wanted to know, how do you decide on colors and for collections and PPU?
Sure. And then Chris, to segue to that, asked up down below, how
Yeah.
early do you plan out to make your collections? It really, I mean, I'm always planning, 3 to 4 months in advance, sometimes, um, seasonal, I'm a
Hmm.
season ahead, like fashion or is,
Yeah.
fashion is too.
Hmm.
Um, I typically start to plan with like names and things like that. Or in other days, it's not even naming. I put a naming contest up in my group because I just can't pick, and I just can't. I'm struggling to find a theme. I did the Holo hookup for 4 years, and that had 12 months of themes for 4 years. I mean, I think we've exhausted every possible theme that could have ever been done, you
Yeah.
know? So same, and then you have PPU that has themes too. So I try to go outside the box, and I try to think of things that are more relatable to myself or to other people around me or just the general population. And again,
Mhm.
outside that drum beating, and I try to make them things like how Glisten ampersand glow. I try to make it like, sailing and sightseeing with the ampersand. I don't know if it's going to
Mhm.
come into focus, or I try to kind of fit that, like the first letter being the same with the ampersand or something totally different.
Yeah.
But collections are planned out, you know, truly, I could just come up with something in a couple of days and throw it together, or it could take months. I've always planned out larger collections for a longer amount of time. But again, I'm going to throw a whole lot of honesty at you. We're not in the world of 12-piece collections anymore. It's just not in anyone's budget.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I would expect that would be intense.
yeah, and with PPU and different things like that, and the ability to buy from a lot of different brands, people just aren't buying a 12-piece collection anymore. They're just not. Branded does it. We know it's we know mainstream does it.
Yeah.
We know OPI. We know 12 is a standard number.
Well, even
And
like Zoya, I swatched for Zoya, they've gone down to 6 piece. Their last three collections have been 6 pieces only,
yeah,
not a full 12.
yeah.
Um,
I
and
think
oh,
we're going to see a shift in that.
yeah, I think so too. I do. And I feel um, like before mainstreams were being a little bit more experimental and they were being a little bit more trying to get in on trends. I feel like that's even gone away for them. They're sticking more to just the cream. They're not doing as many like limited edition collections. I think there was like a heyday of nail polish and it's just passed.
It has
You know, if
passed.
you're not into it like we are.
Yes, you're absolutely 100% right. Brenda, you're very welcome. That's so awesome about painting your nails with mom. That's awesome, Brenda. I love it. Brenda has 3 boys, and I swear to God, I've been live every single time that her boys' birthdays have happened, and I've said happy
Oh,
birthday to every single one of them.
that's cool.
It's the best. uh, I agree with you 100%, and I think mainstream. Just because I sold for so many years, I sold Zoya, OPI,
Mhm.
SC Chinese orally. I mean, I just know the brand so well, and I know branded so well. And I used it for, my God, so many years. I think it really comes down to, I mean, a lot of these brands are owned by, big conglomerates like Coty
Mhm.
Industries or something like that. And again, I'm going to be honest, it comes down to the bottom line. It
Mhm.
comes down to the money. It does.
Yeah.
It costs so much less to make something that doesn't have these other ingredients. And let me be honest, some of the ingredients that we use in nail polish aren't made for nail polish. Spectraflare is not made for nail polish. And it wasn't made for this. And for a company's insurance, OPI is going to probably never put that in their product
Yeah,
because their
that makes
insurance
sense.
would never allow it. It's
Yeah,
going to come
that
down to
makes a
that. A
lot of
lot of
sense.
it, it's not. I don't think that OPI and Susie want to not be, super creative. I think they want to be. But
Mhm.
I think it comes down to the limited resources, the cost of those resources, and they have a specific price point that they have to create the polish at. So I
Yeah,
think
and
like,
then too, like who's their customer? You know, you see OPIs in salons. A lot of the people going in and getting their nails done are doing a cream, you know, with maybe some jewels or designs or something, but you know, they're not looking into
yes,
other things like that.
right. And salons are different than what we like, because salons make their money on upgrades, such as they do the nail art or whatever, the airbrush or whatever it is. That's where they're making their additional money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't need the polish to do the talking. They want their art to do the talking. So that's where you get that. And that's why people love, you know, OPI. I'm Not Really a Waitress, the #1 selling OPI of all time. You know what I'm saying? That is a quintessential polish.
You know, I don't have that in my collection.
I don't either. That's so funny. I don't either. I used to. I think I gave it to somebody. I was like, I don't know.
I'm just not a red person.
Yeah, I know.
I don't wear a lot of red.
Nope, me neither. Hate red.
I have a couple questions here. Oh, Vicky says she can't reach her toes for a pedicure. Me either, Vicky.
Oh, me neither, girl. Me neither.
And then CBD Nails says with swatching, she gets to keep polish on maybe 2 days a month. Yeah. I'm about the same. I maybe do 2 manicures a month if I'm lucky. Sometimes I'll like squeeze out 4, but usually it's like whatever I swatch that night. If it's late, I'll top coat it and I'll wear it the next day just so my nails don't break.
So they don't break. Yep. Oh, yeah.
And I've been breaking nails left and right anyway.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on unicorn pea, Jill? Someone wants to know that.
Oh, Lindsay, I don't use it. I'll use like its sibling pigments, like of the Aurora shimmers or the Starlight shimmers or other things like that. My opinion on unicorn pea is that I think that it's very beautiful. I think everything in nail polish is very beautiful. Without getting a little too real with you, I will segue out of that and say that I think it's beautiful. It's not something that I use at all, but I think it's very beautiful, and I applaud anyone who does and support it. If you love it, you love it. I have too many thoughts on it, I guess, is where I want to say, and I have is it real? Is it real UP? Is it not real UP? How do we know? Wasn't it not made anymore? Wasn't it gone 20 years ago? Where did this magical thing come from? What is it really? That's the long story short of it. So
you're like me. You're a conspiracy theorist as
well. Yeah. Yes.
This CBD nail says the dry heat has been killing her nails and skin. Me too. So I live in New Mexico. And we're in a drought right now, and we've been in a drought for years, but like I cannot oil enough, I cannot treatment enough. I think my surgery has also had an effect on my skin and nails and hair. I've been breaking probably a nail every week since I've had surgery. I cannot grow my nails out hardly at all, and I've been getting like dry patches on my skin. I am a mess, and I try all this stuff and it like just doesn't.
It doesn't.
I don't know if it's anesthesia. I don't know if it's hormones. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because your body's changing. So yeah, I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, yeah.
Hormones can kiss my booty.
Yep.
What mainstream brands are your favorite?
Mainstream, #1 mainstream would be OPI. Absolutely. I really like. I like China Glaze. I like Essie. Everybody brings a little something different to the table.
Yeah. Everybody kind of has their own polished personality, the brands.
Yeah. I like Color Club a lot too. I think there's a lot of good in Color Club.
I feel like Color Club is underrated as a mainstream. The formulas, they've been really good on the last few collections. They got a new brush, which is amazing. And they do the sales for like $5, and I'm really liking Color Club.
Yeah, I think, I absolutely love Color Club. I think they made some amazing holos several years ago, oh God, what were they called? I know, I can't remember. Everybody had them though.
Yes, those were good.
Yeah, they were, right? I like
the Holo effects, was that what they were called?
Yeah, I think so. Holo Glam or something it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was China Glaze. Holo Effects, I think you're right. It was something like that.
Yeah. China Glaze. I feel like they are a little bit more adventurous than some of the other brands.
Yes.
And I used to love Sinful Colors. I thought they were adventurous. They had a good price point, but then they just went. I don't know what they're doing with the nobody can find our polishes anymore thing. That's gone.
I saw something about that. I wasn't sure. We didn't have Sinful Colors really here that much.
Oh, okay.
I think it was only in like Rite Aid, and we didn't have a lot of Rite Aids. So, I mean, that's why we didn't have it. But yeah, I mean, I have a couple of Sinful colors, but a lot of people did like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And
Sally Hansen's got some good stuff. I think there's so many things that are really good. I think it's the consumer's ability to know what they want for a polish and then find that in it. You know,
Halo.
Halo hues. That was it, Lisa. That was it. She got it. You like the larger particle shimmer that was in the polish a month from March? Awesome. Yes, Sinful Colors did change their formula. Yep, love Marches. Yes, awesome. Thank you guys. March is polish of the month. Yes.
What's your favorite polish finish?
Cream.
See, me too. A lot of people think that's boring, but like
I know.
is ooh
I know.
to me. Especially you get a good top coat. It looks nice and plump.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks just like glass. It's like
yeah,
butter.
It's good. Does. It does.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Holo would be my second favorite. I mean,
I like Holo too. I like Holo. I feel like everything kind of gets a little bit
played.
Yes, overdone. That's what I was gonna say. You know what is coming back that I'm just not into is bar glitter. I'm like, girl, get bar glitter out of my face.
Nope.
There was a polish I was looking at for Ppu this month. Like I was looking at the far swatch pictures, you know, and then I went in and I was looking through the macros and I was like, no. I don't like bar glitter at all.
I don't really love shaped glitter other than like hexes, circles, and maybe a square here and there. And that's only if I have to get that color. It only comes in square. But I really, I don't like anything above 0.40 for glitter. I like smaller glitter. Now I like still like a bigger glitter too, but not super big, like like the old big ones. But yeah, bar glitter I can't get behind. Weird shaped glitter, it just doesn't lay flat on the nail. I don't care how much glitter grabber you put down there on top coat, it's not butter anymore.
Yeah, I like some funky shaped glitters, but I feel like sometimes the formula has to be just perfect, you know, for it to really work. If not, you have that like really chunky effect, and yeah, I agree.
You're like, nah, that ain't cute.
Yeah. It's like, Damn, no, a lot of people don't like bar glitter.
No.
Why is it coming back?
No. Stop that trend.
Yeah. So for PPU, I have always wondered this, and you don't have to tell me if you can, but do you usually kind of have a polish sitting around and then like prototypes and then the theme comes up and then you're like, okay, let me match it to the theme?
I absolutely do not have prototypes sitting around.
You don't? Okay.
No. Okay. So here's how a Ppu polish works for me. I typically only make one batch. Typically, all of the polishes that I make one giant batch. That's it. So I'm a one and done type girl, and we're done. I have brought back 3 or 4 polishes ever in time. Okay. In a long time. So I don't particularly do that. I like what I like to call them one-hit wonders. So I think that polishes deserve their time to shine, and then they deserve to have their time on your rack and on your nails to enjoy. And then it's the next polish's turn to shine. I don't love keeping a polish around more than like a year or so at all. So for PPU, when the theme comes up, most makers are not like that. I will let you know that straight out the gate. They will push it till you've beaten it to death, right? Not me. I'm over it. Show's over, you know?
Yeah.
So I do that a lot. But I love with PPU and the Holo hookup. We did the same thing with Holo hookup. There's a theme. You find an inspiration photo. You kind of move from that. I talk Sarah and I talk it out. Sarah from Cupcake and I kind of talk it out. What color are you going with? You try not to overlap colors or something like that. And then I kind of just, I truly just try to find inspiration and find something that means something to, again,
a lot of people,
something that's not so nichey to me, because it would just be, the Sopranos, Golden Girls,
Golden Girls are my,
I mean, or it would be like, Frasier, or so. If it was my world only, it would be really boring, and we'd probably it would just be filled with bar glitter, and I don't like bar glitter, but it would be just that boring. Sorry. So we have to expand past that and see the world, because also in making, I'm segueing for 1 second, in making nail polish, it's a very isolating event, and I'm by myself almost all the time. So when so you're watching Netflix and you're watching Hulu and and I'm watching Cheers, and that's not relevant today. So
No.
I can't make that into something, or I'm not, in an office space talking about the world's news, or I don't have water cooler talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you don't have that as much of a relatability with the customer sometimes, unless you're doing lives or unless you're really in tune with what's going on in the market. So it's a little different for me in that aspect, but no, I just try to find something that means something, and I try to find something that's contrasting to each other and has just a really nice formula. I try to go outside the box a little bit in PPU. I don't love working in flakes or in shimmers. Because to me, they're really hard to capture in photos. And I feel like it gives the swatchers and the media team, I love my media team, and I don't want to put them through heck to try to take these amazing pictures, but they're hanging upside down on one leg on a Tuesday, I mean, to catch this
during the lunar eclipse. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I feel terrible. I'm like, yeah. But that's what customers want. They want things like Pink in the City and Sunsets Over Super Bloom, and they want those types of things like that. And I'm happy to bring you that. But from my own brand personally, I love to just do my creams and do my Crellies and do those kinds of things, and leave that other stuff from before, because there is nothing worse than making this polish that you think is thebomb.com, right? You think this polish is so good for PPU. You're like, this is going to sell. And it tanks. And it tanks. And you're like, how did that polish not sell crazy amounts of polish? And I'm over here for 4 days, literally beating myself up watching these numbers come in. Because again, I got to put food on the table, right? It's not a joke. The electric bill, $450, people. It's not cheap, So I'm like, again, being real with you on how it works and how my mind works too. And you go, how did this polish not blow? How did this polish not get this is a gorgeous polish. Cheyenne, CDB Nails, I can't even talk, does an amazing job showing those polishes. But what she said, oh my God, yes, you're right. How are you you literally cannot take a picture of every possible angle of the shimmer, or this multi-chrome, or this. You're like this, and you can't show a video in the PPU swatch thing. And it's like, I feel so bad, and I the customer, are they seeing it? Are they getting it? Or I'm in my head. I get in my head too much because I care too much what the customer thinks and what the customer's experience is, and that's becomes my problem too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I do so I crochet and I sell my items that I crochet, hats and things like that. Awesome. And it's funny because it's hard to figure out what people want sometimes too. I'll be looking up what's kind of going to be trendy and doing my research and what colors are going to be big for the fall or winter, whatever. And then I make them, and then it's like everybody's like, oh, I wish you had this in black. So then the next year, I'm all about black, right? Let me bring everything in black. And they're like, oh, don't you have this in pink?
You're like,
I could strangle you right now.
And it's so true. And what I say to that is, I say, God will get you for that one. Maud on the TV show from the 70s, she'd be like, Arthur, God will get you for that. And so again, here's me in my little bubble watching my, 70s shows. So I say, God will get you for that. It's true. It's true.
But it's hard to sometimes figure out, we think we know exactly what it is. I'm right on the button of what's hot. And then it's like, no, I'm not. I have no clue what's hot right now.
You're like, nope. And then I'm embarrassed when my polish isn't doing good. I'm like, oh, can we not talk about this polish? Can we just move? I'm like, hurry up, day 4.
Close the shop.
Close it up. I'm like, I can't. And I can't even refresh the screen any faster. I'm like, why is it so low? And it's emotional. Because when you make polish and you make your creations, aside from putting food on the table,
it's personal.
It's my baby. That's my little baby. What, you didn't like it?
Yeah.
And you liked that yellow one, but you didn't like this one.
You need a Prugly for PPU.
I know.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean about that. Like you know, you've put a lot of yourself into it, and then it almost feels like a personal rejection, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're
Yeah,
like,
I
it
totally
wasn't
get
good
that.
enough. It wasn't good enough. And that's a tough, and I'm being, again, candid and honest and open to tell you that it does feel like that. It's like, but they didn't like it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?
totally get that. I could see how that, like, even with me, you know, with swatching or you know, YouTube, you know, I put all this work into my videos, and it takes me time to swatch the polishes, and I, you know, I put up the video, and then it gets like 100 views, and I'm like,
You know, I know. It's devastating. And I see
mhm,
that from, I totally see your perspective on that. And I see that because, again, starting in the beginning, back in the day,
mhm,
there was no views. Nobody was watching. Nobody was doing anything. They
yeah,
were, again, there was no market. There was no market. I have tried every possible angle to try to promote a product or whatever it is.
mhm,
And it's just like, they can't, the world can't even see how beautiful something is because you can't even get the audience to capture it. I
yeah,
mean, there would be lives, Joe, that I would do that would have 300-400 people in them
mhm,
easily. Today we're lucky to get 30.
mhm,
And a lot of that is it, and like Cheyenne is saying she can relate, Carolina's saying she can relate.
mhm,
That's it. You know,
yeah,
like there's the struggle to get, the struggle for what I'll call airspace or ad space or
mhm.
mind space or visual space is so saturated.
It is.
It's almost impossible.
It
Yeah.
is. I agree. And I feel like there's it's almost like a mind game sometimes, you know, like the social media aspect of it, and the because it's almost like, should this really matter? But then it does, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's
it
like,
does.
oh, I do this for fun. I do enjoy it, like as a hobby. But then in the back of my mind, it's like, well, nobody watched it, you know?
You're like, well, what was that? And then you feel like you're like,
Well, yeah,
should
like
I?
what didn't they like about it? You know, like
Right.
what can I do different? I'm always trying to figure out what's different. And yeah, it's definitely a struggle. And it feels like you wonder, it always, I relate it back to like the women pop stars, how they're like always reinventing, and they always have to have a new look, and like,
Yes.
think of Madonna, like, you know, one minute she's like a virgin, and then she's like, you know, voguing, yeah. And it's like La Isla Bonita, you know, and she's like
Mm-hmm.
whatever she is. And I just like the energy that it takes to try and be better than you were every single time is a lot.
I, you, that is probably the best thing I've heard. You're
It,
absolutely right.
yeah, it's
And
just like,
everyone's like, well, you should do lives more. You should do this. And
mm-hmm,
like you're saying, it is absolutely exhausting.
mm-hmm,
It takes so much energy. Even if you're naturally like a happy person like you and I are, it
mm-hmm.
does take a lot of energy. And then when people don't see it or don't comment or don't like, you're like, meh. I just, that's the only word I can use. Thank you. That's the only word I can use is meh. Like, it's
Yeah.
just how you feel, you know?
Yeah, it does. And you know, like you, I try to keep a positive attitude. I try to stay upbeat.
Yeah.
But and I hate that it even bothers me, because it's just like, you know, this is so, and you, it's a business. I totally get that. Like
Yeah.
your money is tied to it. But for me, it's like, I'm not making money off this. I'm not, you know, YouTube pays me maybe $100 here and there, but it's not paying my bills.
Right.
And it's still like, I'm still like,
I know. It's true.
somebody come watch my video.
I know. You're like, please watch me.
Yeah.
And that, and I mean, I don't know how many times you say swipe up to the damn thing. Ain't nobody swiping. You're like looking at the stats. You're like, what? What? Just swipe. Like,
Yeah.
but it's so much. That's exactly what Cheyenne said. And Cheyenne,
Mhm.
if you don't know Cheyenne Joe, I mean, she's an amazing. You guys should connect.
Yeah, we should.
She's amazing. Her nail art alone, I can't even imagine the amount of time it takes her to do something. And when you post that and there's no likes and there's no
Yeah.
comments, it's like, for the love of God, you don't understand the effort that went into this. And I feel that. And that's why I try so hard to comment and like and share if you tag, because, and I've been remiss on a lot of it because I used to be so good at that, you know? So it's that personal praise or that personal giving back to your swatchers that it does. Like Cheyenne said, the blogging YouTube is a small income for us. I do not rely on it. It only matters to me. And she's dead on right. She's dead on right.
And she wishes it didn't matter. That's me.
Yes.
I'm like, am I a petty person? Am I, you know, tying my validation to strangers? You know, it makes you, it's like a head game. It really is. And you just have to sometimes just like get out of it.
Yep, you have to. And you have to say, and that's what I said about going through trends of nail polish or doing what other people are doing. I don't, again, like I said, I don't care. I don't care what other people are doing. I'm in my own lane. I'm focused on my goals, my aspirations, my life, my happiness, my health, our health.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I'm, you know, that's the last of my, at this point, the last of my concerns. My concern is more that my customer is happy, you know, and that my media team feels appreciated because they bust their hump for me, you know, and for some polish.
Yeah. And I know for me, like when I first got into this, one of the big things I was really advocating for is like diversity. You know, when I first got into nails, you didn't see polishes on people that were not light skinned. And I would buy stuff and it would be like, well, that looks like crap. Why did I buy it? You know, and that happened to me with a lot of things like lipsticks. You know, I think back to when I was in high school, people that looked like me were not on magazine covers. They weren't on beauty ads. They weren't on TV shows. And so, you know, when I first kind of got into this, I was like, I'm you know, just trying to be out there for like other people that look like me, help people that look like me out, see what a polish will look like on them. And I feel like I have done a lot for that, but
yes,
you know, it's hard.
It is. It's absolutely, it's very hard. And I think a lot of people don't know this, but again, as someone who started in this industry in the beginning of this industry, when trying to find women of color, trying to find anything other than what it was almost impossible. If I was discussing this with my love the other day, and I was looking on my shop behind the couch. I have canvases of nail polishes over the years, and I really tried. And Cheyenne is on the wall, and she's been to my store to see this. I tried to show a mixed variety of nail shapes, nail lengths, all of those things, plus your variety of skin tones, you know, everything. To try to do that on that wall, I tried to display that, but not even only on that wall. That is how I have worked diligently within my media team to also do that, because I'm a blessed person. A lot of people would love to work with me, and I do work with 20 to 30 people on a regular basis, and my goal is always 100% representation of all. The inclusivity of all. I'm talking whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether it's skin color. But one thing we don't ever mention, what I find this is different is, and it's not like this important thing like race or, you know, whatever, it's in skin tone. We don't talk about nail shape, nail length, nail anything, right? So I really try to look at that too, because you're saying I can't relate to this. It's not my skin tone. It's not your skin tone. It's not your nail shape. It's not your.
I know. And when I break my nails and I have little nubs, I'm so self-conscious because I like to swatch with my longer nails. And when a lot of people are like, oh, I like your nails short. And, you know, now your nails look like my nails.
Right. And so, and that's the thing is I look for a total package on that. Like I look for so many different things, like, you know, when I'm looking for different things in swatching and what I'm looking for, because it is so important to represent everyone in every shape. Is what I want to say. Yeah. That has never
a square, a long, a nub. Yeah.
Right. And have you ever heard any maker ever care about showing a representation of the nail shape as well as the skin tone?
Girl, we're lucky to even get skin tone right now.
Right. I
We
know.
really are.
I know. So I try to push that envelope and I want to show all of it. I
Yeah.
want to stay one step ahead because when there were no women of color swatchers
Mm-hmm.
or any type of swatchers,
Yeah.
that was my first grouping. My first swatchers
Mm-hmm.
were women of color.
Yeah.
Because they had the best blogs and they were the best people.
Mm-hmm.
Toya is sitting down here 100%. She's right. I
Mm-hmm.
literally sat on the phone with Toya the other day breaking this down as to how my mind goes through the process of looking for that. I get the importance of the skin tone, all that stuff, but I want to make it one better. I want to show that skin tone with that nail shape, with
Mm-hmm.
that everything, so the customer can relate to that. My customer base as a demographic is extremely heavy in Latino, Hispanic, African American, anything other
Mm-hmm.
than what I am.
Yeah, and I think
So
when
I
you
relate to that.
yeah, when you see yourself, you're more inclined to, and I don't even know if it's always conscious, you know. For me it's become more conscious recently, like where I'm making a conscious decision, like if you are not being inclusive, I'm not going to give you my money.
Right.
But I feel like before it was a little bit more subconscious, you know, like you can see yourself in it. It seems attainable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think the nail length definitely plays into the attainability of it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
When I first started doing my nails, oh my gosh, I couldn't shape my nails for crap. Like for crap. I always had short nails because my nails would not grow. I never did cleanup. I mean, if I would post one of my first ever attempts at a swatch picture, oh my gosh.
right. You'd be like, oh,
Yeah, the girl who is that. um,
it's
oh,
so
we're
true.
losing connection. That sucks. I hope we're going through okay. But yeah, and I think when I would get on the nail board, you know, there was all kinds of different nail lengths. There was all kinds of different levels, and I felt very welcome.
Yes.
And I think, you know, making people feel welcome is huge.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think that you feel that. I think that what I've done is worked really hard to make everyone feel welcome in my Facebook group or my community, or as I call it, the Glisten Glow family, because it does take a village. Life takes a village.
It does.
It's not an I, it's a team.
Yeah.
And
The
the
older I
day we
get,
get it,
the
yeah.
more I'm realizing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And like, we're seeing like Lindsay down here and some of these guys down here, Brenda and Q, these guys are ride or die. Cheyenne, they've been with me for so long. And they've seen it. It's like they're a part of your family because they've lived through the stuff that you've lived through, and you know their kids, you know their families. I could tell you the story about Brenda's 3 kids, or I could tell you about Cheyenne coming down. I could tell you about, you know, so-and-so's, Lindsay's kids or whoever. And that is what makes me purchase a product more, or from a brand more, is that interpersonal communication. And that I feel like I have a connection with the person creating that polish that makes me want to purchase that, even if they are not the same skin tone, nail shape, gender, anything as me.
Just
So
a
that's what
connection.
connection.
Yeah, same thing with my YouTube. I have some people that have been watching me. I've been doing YouTube for I think 3 years. So I've had people that have been watching me the whole time. I've come away with like best friends out of this, honestly, you know. And people that like, you know, when I had my surgery, like people were actually messaging me, how are you feeling? How do you feel? How, you know, and that kind of stuff, like just can't, you know, that's like the important stuff, you know.
Oh, that is what I call life changers, not game changers, life changers.
Yeah.
And I was blown away after my surgery, the amount of outpouring of love. And my mom had the cancer, the outpouring of love from the community, just the customers. Forget about the other brands and other things. I mean, that's always there, but just the customers. I mean, I got a beautiful card from Brenda. I got flowers. Oh my God, I was blown away.
I feel like a lot of times, like you watch the news or you know, you see things on social media and you just feel like people are horrible. Like you just want to lock yourself up, and like this being on YouTube and Instagram, like, has really shown me, like, people who don't even know me are so kind. Like, sometimes it literally, like, I tear up. Like, someone will just send me, like, I got a package but right before Christmas, and someone was like, I hope this helps your recovery, and she literally sent me like 30 polishes.
Oh.
And I was like, and a card, and just like, and that kind of stuff, just like, I mean, I never take it for granted, because it's just like, these people don't even know me in person, you know what I mean? And like, for someone to just, that doesn't even know me, like, think of me and want to make me happy, or like make my day, just, I mean, it has me in awe. And I always try to like pass the love, you know, because it's like, people have been so kind to me on this. I always try and like spread it, spread the love. Like, I send packages, and, I swatch a lot of polishes. And if something isn't for me and I know someone that I'm like, this is so their style, like,
Yeah.
I wrap it up and I send it out, just like, hey, enjoy, or like, I hope you didn't buy this here, and
You get the Brugly. You get the Brugly.
Yeah.
You get the Brugly.
I just try to do that, because
yeah.
it's, people don't have to be that way, and I just appreciate so much that they are.
I think definitely. Oh, Joe pulls at the heartstrings. Yeah,
it does.
I think that it is. I've met my best friends in this industry as well, and I think I feel very blessed every day to do this. There is never a day that I am. There has been years that were really good, and there's been a lot of really lean years. As the industry has become more saturated, it gets really lean. Yeah. And I've sat and questioned whether this is what I should do forever. I've sat and questioned, should I close? I've sat and questioned life. I mean, I really have. And it makes you think about it. And when you have the outpouring from the community, and your customers and your other friends, I mean, that is where that makes it, like I've said it so many times, like every anniversary I post something, or, every time something happens, I say it all the time, like, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful to have everyone. Truly, they are the reason I come back every day. They're the reason I show up every day to make it happen. I'm blessed to be able to do what I love. Let me live my dream. And I am eternally grateful for that. I am eternally grateful. And if that means that I can show you the same respect that you show me by knowing your name or caring about you, and you do the same thing to me, then that's where we're at. I mean, truly, 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 we are very blessed.
Yeah. I've had so many amazing opportunities come up just from the YouTube, and I know that all that's just for my subscribers. If nobody watched or nobody followed, then none of those would be happening for me. And it's a blessing to like have a hobby that you love so much, and be able to just do all these fun things in relation to your hobby.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, like, for you, it's like the views on like the YouTube or whatever it is, blog or wherever, how many people are in this or different things like that. For me, it's watching the sales come in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did I flop on this collection? Oh, I missed the boat on this, or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. I mean, that's true. I want to just touch on Jessica's question, if you don't mind, Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna
how does social media influence your sales? Social media today, I want to tell you that it doesn't impact them as much as it used to. It used to be the guiding factor in sales. I would have a YouTuber post about top coat or something, and you'd see thousands of orders. I don't see that aspect anymore in any products, because we're so saturated, to be super honest with you. It really comes down to the amount of effort that myself and my media team put in. And I think a lot of times my media team is as wonderful as they are. The content doesn't get shown as much, just the way that the algorithms are and things like that, and so that's really disheartening. But because a lot of my team has been doing this for a long time, so their algorithms are different than, or how the algorithm kicks everything around. So I lose some of it there. And I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, and I'm going to be very, very candid with social media, that brands that are older or larger are perceived, well, they don't need the social media. They don't need us to post them. They don't need no, let me tell you, we need you to post and share and comment and like more than you will ever know, because just because I have 82,000 followers on Instagram, guess what? Joe's probably got better stats than I do.
Engagement.
My engagement is horrible. Yeah. All of it's horrible because I have shadow banning issues, and I have algorithm issues, and I have a lot of old accounts that people aren't on anymore, and you just don't get the content hits. We've got this European Union stuff now on here, and it's you just don't see it. The interactions, the likes, the shares, the follows, it's just not there anymore. So social media
has been off though for a while, because my likes, my comments are down as well, and I've talked to a lot of people and they've noticed the same things. Yeah,
it's atrocious. We desperately need like a uptick of something. I've tried other platforms. Heck, I tried the darn TikTok.
Did you? I've thought about that,
and I
but I don't know.
Do it again. I was like, this is the worst fail in the world. I was like,
I know. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for TikTok.
I was like, no, this is a way I can't. Now I'm over here watching the damn cleaning videos, and I'm like, now I'm down trying to clean shit. Now I'm buying 12 things on Amazon my ass didn't need because some chick on TikTok told me I should buy it. No.
Did you try the amazing butt leggings?
I know.
I almost bought them.
Yes. Oh, I know. I was like, I just can't. It's bad enough you got the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads, and there's an amazing positive thing that came out of TikTok, but there's not for the platform of nail polish, it is not it. Trust me, it's not it. I would pick Instagram all day over anything. Yeah, it's like she says I can't do TikTok. I'm 89 on the inside.
I feel you on that.
It's true. It's just not. It's not the best use of time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Catalina said she bought the leggings.
She bought them leggings.
Did your booty look amazing, girl? Tell us all about it. Because I was like, I don't have a booty to start.
No, me neither.
So I don't know. I don't know if there's not much help out there in a pair of leggings.
No, there is no. I have no ass at all. So that's what I call it. No ass at all. And there is no legging in the world that is going to make anything look bootylicious.
I don't think so either. I don't think there's enough magic tricks.
It's true. I bought a pair of Jessica Simpson jeans probably 10 years ago. So if I put these on, I'm going to look like Jessica Simpson, right? No.
Oh my gosh, I feel you on that. Yeah, he was like, I don't think there's enough spandex to help my booty out, but
no. You're like, we good.
Yeah. Well, so we've been talking for a bit.
Yes.
I tied up your Friday night.
Oh, good.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So everybody check out this new spring collection from Glisten Glow. All the polishes are so pretty.
Try to hold them all.
And I know, I feel like my hands are too little.
I know.
So these are so pretty. And then she has her new scent of the pens as well. So go check them out. Yeah. I recommend the orange creamsicle. It is amazing. There's a few good scents, but that was like my absolute favorite.
Yes.
I love all the polish colors. I think, again, if you're my skin tone or deeper, you're going to just be obsessed with these. Great formula. Perfect for pedicures, too. I hate a runny polish for pedicures because then it's like 7 coats on your toes. So these are really, really good. A couple of one-coaters possibly would be the turquoise and the lounging and laughing. Yes. And I hope to do a live swatch and review on these hopefully soon. My grandma's been really sick, so I haven't been swatching. I've been spending a lot of extra time with her, but hopefully soon I'll do some live swatch and review, let you guys know what I think about some more stuff she sent over, because she sent me a really nice package, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And thank you for being so like open about the the backside of the polish world.
I try. I'm sure I'm gonna get a message like, oh, Jill, you shouldn't have said that. But
yeah. Maybe we can do a part 2 another time.
I am happy to do a part 2. I love lives. I love it. It's, again, part of the reason that I feel that Glisten Glow is successful is because of lives. And I love to do them. I like to do them more. And yes, that's what it is. Absolutely.
Thank you for the prayers from my grandma, Brenda.
Yeah, definitely prayers to her.
And
People
then
first, then polish. That's what I say all the time.
yes, yes, always. And then this will also be on my YouTube in case anybody wants to check it out there. So that is it. Thank you so much, Jill.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let anybody get you down. It's your dream.
I'll try not to. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.